History, as human beings interpret it, not only applies to our species, but how we view what this planet was like before we inhabited it. Dinosaurs, and specifically the T-Rex, were part of this past that we as human beings are constantly endeavoring to reconstruct. I'm going to explore this animal and examine how it attracted the attention of humankind and became one of the most recognizable life forms ever to roam the Earth. The T-Rex itself is part of a subgroup of bipedal sauropods under the Tyrannosauridae family. It roamed the subtropical plains, wetlands, and forests of the late Cretaceous era in what we know as North America. How we think of this animal, and especially how we portray this animal, have changed over time. As more fossils and bones of the T-Rex are found, we begin to put together the picture of this massive apex predator. Being that it lived over 65 million years ago, this is all theoretical, of course, but science evolves and changes over time. The first T-Rex pieces were found in the form of teeth near Golden, Colorado by Arthur Lakes. The first partial skeleton was discovered by Barnum Brown, who was the assistant curator of the American Museum of Natural History in 1900. Brown was, quote, considered the greatest dinosaur collector that ever lived, according to the American Museum of Natural History. He originally began looking for fossilized mammals in the West, particularly Wyoming and Montana, and instead stumbled upon some of the most important dinosaur findings of all time. Brown knew he had something special, as he wrote that he had never seen such a predator from the Cretaceous period. A second skeleton was found in 1905, and it was named Dynamisaurus. It was discovered shortly after that the two specimens were the same, and the name Tyrannosaurus was selected as the preferred name of the animal. In the 1960s, 42 partial skeletons were discovered, and further evolved how we viewed the animals, but it wasn't until the discovery of Sue. Sue was a 85% complete skeleton, and opened the floodgates on T-Rex research. From Sue, paleontologists were able to posit theories about its speed, eyesight, muscle mass, and movement capabilities. Another massive discovery came from Sue, and that was to put forth better estimates of lifespan for these animals. She was thought to be around 28 years old when she died. Sue, however, had a rough life. Based on bone findings, she had several injuries, including broken ribs and a broken shoulder blade. From these breaks and injuries, forensic evidence also showed that Sue had suffered multiple infections throughout her life. Additionally, the way some of her bones were fused at her tail indicated that she suffered from arthritis. Some of the bones on the back of her skull were crushed as well, but paleontologists believe that this was from postmortem trampling. Despite all of this, we do not know the exact cause of Sue's death, but it can likely be concluded that it was a result of multiple infections, injuries, and old age that brought down this mighty creature. The T-Rex has become part of the popular consciousness. This began in 1918 when the dinosaur first appeared in the stop-motion movie The Ghost of Slumber Mountain. The early versions of T-Rex depicted in art, film, and scientific literature depicted an upright, slow, lumbering beast. Not only was T-Rex depicted this way, but were so many other dinosaurs that were known at this point. As science evolved, the Rex was changed in cinema to reflect the accepted version of the dinosaur, with its tail off the ground for balance and a more lean posture. However, it was not until Jurassic Park that the T-Rex took its full form on screen and, in theory, depicted the most terrifying but anatomically correct version. The Rex in Jurassic Park was fast and large, but it could not see unless you moved. It had come a long way from the flat-faced, lumbering animals in the first movies discussed earlier. Every Jurassic Park movie has featured the Tyrannosaurus. It is usually used in the plot to come fight the bigger, badder dinosaur at the end of the film, or to end the movie in dramatic fashion. Notwithstanding Jurassic Park 3 when the Spinosaurus bested the Rex in a one-on-one fight. In the subsequent years since the Jurassic Park movies have been released, paleontologists have been rethinking how the T-Rex may have actually looked. It is believed that the Rex now may have had a layer of feathers. This is based on findings from smaller members of the Tyrannosauridae family found in China. The smaller animals are believed to have carried feathers, but as they got larger and older, they would have most likely lost them. The feathers were meant to provide a layer of weather-resistant insulation. Although, as the animals grew larger, their scales hardened and the feathers were lost. Another interesting find that has been propping up as of 2023 shows that the T-Rex likely had lips that covered its teeth as opposed to the exposed mouth like a crocodile. This comes from the idea that its teeth showed signs of enamel. Enameled teeth need to be hydrated. The T-Rex, in whatever form, was an awe-inspiring animal. It is one of the most recognizable fossils and dinosaurs ever found. It has inspired popular cultural creatures in all forms. As paleontologists discover more specimens from the species, the picture becomes clearer in how we view eras of Earth's past through its amazing former inhabitants. I want to thank you again for watching this episode from Everything Has History. Please give a like, subscribe, and comment. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode from Everything Has History.